morning. Good morning, love. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good everything, wherever you are. Listen, 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 listen. Today, we are diving into one of the most important parts of braiding, and that is, drumroll please, the parts, okay? And let's be real, parts can literally make or break your whole style, and it does compromise the braids. In my opinion, some people think otherwise, but listen, I'm going to be reacting to some of the most popular parting videos out there. And honestly, it's so crazy and nostalgic because I actually watched these videos when I first started my braid career seriously. So, I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the difference between now and then, my mindset, my system, and everything. And speaking of systems, guys, I actually have a free gift for you. But along with the free gift, I have a Foundations for Knotless Braids masterclass coming up in October. And that is exactly what the focal point is. It is focusing on your parting system to create the most consistent, beautiful parts each and every time for each and every client, no matter the thickness, density, texture, scalp health, all of those things. No matter what, you are going to get consistent parts. So, the free gift is actually going to be the 7 keys to a successful braid business. And you can grab that in the link in the description. So, with further ado, let's go ahead and get started on our first video. I am super, super, super excited about this. And let's go. So, this one is going to be detailed parting tutorial, how to get perfect parts, medium knotless braids. And this is by Coils. I honestly think this is a different channel than who I originally learned from. I'm not sure, but I guess we'll see how it goes. So let's get started.
Back to my channel. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you're returning, welcome back. Today we're going to be doing medium knotless braids. I'm going to teach y'all how I part for my medium knotless braids and how you can get clean parts. If you're parting, I'll show you straight. So when I do this, I focus on
Oh Lord, I don't know what's going on with my service. My bad, but I still stand by that 100%. That is 100% correct. I think, once you get the ear to ear, it all starts from the ear, right? So once you get that down packed, I feel as though you're able to really see the head, um, to the best of your ability. Like, now you're able to section things off evenly. So the ear to ear is definitely a key factor to creating consistent parting.
I make sure the line is straight, I make sure everything's clean until I move on to the next step. After that, I'm focusing on the bottom section of the hair. I like to gel up the edges and the flyaways just to make sure that when I'm dividing this into two, that I can see where I'm dividing. Based on the size of your client's head, you're going to divide it into either two parts or three parts, but no more. Since I'm doing medium knotless braids, I already know the size. It's just braid memory. I
Slow
medium
it
knotless
down
braids.
some. My bad. I feel like it's a little too fast. There we go.
And that only required me to part it into two parts. I forgot to change the angle, but I'm going to first start by making a middle part straight down the head. I am using Shine and Ginger. I use the gel in the video. I'm using the Ginger to part these. So I have two parts at the bottom and then a straight line down the middle. The first thing I do is I eyeball how the row really helps just to know the lines. Honestly, you base it off the size of the other two parts.
Okay, pause, 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 pause. So
Parts are pretty equal, so you know how thick.
I don't know if you guys can see, but she is kind of parting upward. Now, with the parting, I've noticed that it is very important. Is my mic on? It is very important that you part with, how do I describe this? You have to part in line with the head shape. So, parting as straight across as you can. In this video, her parting is going a little upward. So that means that this section right here, when you close that off, you're not going to be able to have space for a lot of braids going front to back. And some people like a deeper part in the middle. Others could care less. But me personally, I feel like once the braids finish at the back of the top back of the crown of the head, it looks the cleanest, it looks the sleekest, and it looks the most put together. So my recommendation for this for her would be to make sure you straighten it out, right? And with this being said, of course, this part around the edge is going to be a little bit bigger than where that ear, than right where your ear meets your hairline. So your hairline is going to be just like right by your ear. That part is going to be just a tad bit smaller in height than the rest of the braids on the row because that part usually curves upward. So I feel like a lot of braiders are uncomfortable with that, but it's okay because it will set the foundation for the rest of the braids to be even. So that would be the only thing I would say with that. But other than that, I agree with the ear to ear and definitely the like pre-parting and stuff like that.
Need to make it. I'm using Shine Jam Gel to clean up the parts. And there's 5 sections total. When I do my small knot braid, there's 6 sections. When I do my large knotless braids, there's 4 sections. I use whether to braid or twist the sections. Her hair was very thick, and I knew like if I were to twist this section, it would just untwist. So I twisted the back too. And then once I got to the thicker section of her head, I started doing the braids so that it would stay.
Okay, so I noticed her close off is different. So some people do the close off completely different than others. She's closing off to where her crown is not circular all the way around, so it's not consistent. So it's not a consistent circle all the way around to the top. There's going to be a line of demarcation right here. It's going to be around right here, and then you're going to see that there are 4 parts right here in the middle instead of it being one row and then another row. If I wish I had a picture to show you guys, but I think I should be able to explain it by the end of the video so that you guys can visually see what I'm talking about. But she closes hers off different, so that means that she's leaving more space for the top braids to come back a little bit further down the head. So, okay.
In total, there are 7 sections, 5 sections above the ear and 2 sections below the ear. I'm not gonna put this hair away so I can start braiding, and honestly, this keeps everything so neat. I don't have to worry about other.
Also, guys, let me know in the comments if you guys pre-part your braid sections, because some people say that they are the pre-parting is faster. Some other people say that it takes too much time. Me personally, I do not pre-part to that extent. I only pre-part per row, and then I pre-part my braids in each row. So that's the only pre-parting I do. I don't pre-part the whole head. I feel like it just takes too much time. And then by the time you go, get to the row, the sections are a little bit, frizzy. So it's best to start to it's best to part as you go, in my opinion, because you don't have to keep going back over your work. So let me know if that's something you guys do.
The hair getting caught into the hair that I'm using right now, and it allows me to clearly see, like, I box, right? You'll see as I'm doing now. I make boxes and create my boxes for each row before I actually start braiding, and I'm able to see like her whole head and the layout a lot better. If I end up not liking these parts later on, I can always adjust, but at least I have a layout so that I can see it move well. So here I start doing the ladder method in the second row, and basically the edges of the boxes in the row above, I make sure are in the middle of the two braids below. This way, the braid falls in between the two braids and makes it feel her head. Clean, clean.
Okay, so let me know in the comments, you guys, what this method is called. Okay, this method. I'll wait. Go ahead and comment down below what you think it is. All right. So if you put brick layering, ding, 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 you got it right. This is the brick layering method. So this is a system that most braiders use to make the braids appear more sleek and for them to lay flat. Because if the braids are on top of each other, that means that you're going to get a bulky look. So we want the sleek look. We want the, um, you know, whatever. Listen, we want the whatever. That's what we want. We want it sleek and we want it flat. That's what we want. So we're going to brick layer the whole head. So that is why she is parting down the middle and then parting on the sides of the middle of that part so that she can brick layer those rows.
Parts. This is where I slow down exactly how I section each part, and I'm actually going to show you how I do the base of a knotless braid. So why not? So right now I'm taking out the braid, and then I'm going to show you guys how I part it. So I'm first gonna get some gel just to slick down that part, just so it's easier to get my sections. And then I use the rat tooth comb and I make my part first where I think it'll be, add gel, and I go hard again. I like my parts to be clean and geometry to me. Literally, like, and make takes me literally this long to do every single part. Yeah. This the perfectionist in me, I swear. So after I do that, I just twist off that section and it's good to go.
No, literally, moment, like literally, the part is so therapeutic for me. Like it is definitely geometry. You see how straight that part is? Like that's the part that I look forward to when I'm doing braids. It's like it just melts. And this girl's hair looks like you'd have a field day doing her hair. Like some people's hair just lays down seamlessly, others it's a little bit more difficult. But that do lay down like butter is listen, butter, whatever you want to call it. It is butter and it's very satisfying. So I could agree with that 100%.
You can see, like, once there's like a tug for real, I'll stop and then I'll see where it loosens up. But add gel and then comb it through thoroughly, because then it's gonna mess with it into 3 parts, and that will be for my 3 braids. I start braiding. I take it under. Honestly, I'm not the best at describing how to actually braid, but I will get a more detailed video just dedicated to braiding, so I can just break that down for you. But I braid twice to secure the base, and then I add hair. And then once I add hair, I braid again, add hair, braid again, add hair. And after I've added 3 pieces, I basically hit like all the legs of the braid. So like all the sections should be even at this point. That's when I switched to an under braid, and I just add. I get it, run it too. Right now the base is too. And then you just continue braiding, add gel as you go along. If you feel like the hair is coarse and it's not blending well with the braiding hair, add gel, comb it out, continue braiding.
Okay, again, guys, let me know how many pieces of braid hair do you use when you add it to your knotless braid. Some people do 3 pieces, some people do 5 pieces, some people do 6, 7, 8, 9, up to 10 pieces of braid hair just to get their desired thickness for one braid. And honestly, it's very, very, very time consuming when you add 10 pieces. I'm just being honest, very time consuming. Me personally, I am a fast braider and I only use 3 pieces. That cuts down the time so much. Like, I remember when I was adding 6 pieces, yeah, I would just be in a chair. I would be behind the chair all day. So the goal is to get the client in and out, and I'm pretty sure the client doesn't want to sit there all day either. So I think braiding with 3 pieces, as long as the 3 pieces are to the desired thickness, you should be just fine. And it honestly reduces the heaviness of the braid as well. So there's benefits to that.
After that, I basically finish off the head and do all the parts. I honestly like, what is that thing? Like how ASMRs are. Y'all know the word. Y'all know the word. But I like watching my time lapses parts. But thank you guys so much for watching. Here's the finished product. You're gonna see all the parts. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video with all your peoples and your friends.
Also, guys, let me know in the comments what size do you think this is for your parting chart. This would be my large, actually. So this is not medium. This is actually my large size braids. So um I go a little bit smaller only because I just like the look of more full braids, more true to size. I feel like the fuller that they are, the better, and the longer that they last. So yeah, what size is that for you guys? But let's go ahead and move on to the next video. Mm. Okay, so we are on our next video, and this is going to be detailed parting tutorial, how to get the perfect parts. This is a very similar title to the last one, so that's why I was a little confused. Like, hold on, which video is it? But anyways, this is by Miss Indy Bendy, and she is definitely a person that I have watched from the beginning. She actually inspired me to continue to just be online because how helpful she was. And I just appreciate her gems. She's always dropping gems. She's always giving value. And I did watch this video as well, so I'm gonna also do the comparison from then to now.
Hi, so welcome back to my channel, Dia, and I'm a braid today and give that bricklayering effect. So, if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. So, we are going to get straight into it. Now, the first thing you're going to do is part your client's head from the top in the front, all the way down to the nape of the neck, and from ear to ear. And you're going to want to make sure that these parts are straight, but of course, the part going from ear to ear.
Okay, so different from the last video. She starts in the middle of the head. So she parts down the middle first, and then she goes from ear to ear. So it is a slightly different method, a slightly different system. Both still work the same. Um, Honestly, I would say if you do want that middle part to be very, very middle part, and you guys know what I mean, like those that braid, you know what I mean. We don't want like a little bit off of middle part. No. If you want it to be the true middle part, I would suggest getting that middle part out the way. That way, you're definitely set for both sides of the head to be even, including the back. So I will say I do like this method a little bit better than the last one.
And how I get my parts literally crisp. I go ahead and part out the section I want, and I go ahead and I apply edge control direct onto the part and repart it again. So this way, when you run the comb through the second time, the hair kind of like grab every single one and put it in which direction it needs to go.
Are they watching BMF? Is that Charles? Super cute. Love it. Is making sure every part is parted. But as you guys can see, she actually does the ear to ear style. That just allows this nail to be a bit deeper. Towards start parts going diagonally up. You know what I mean? So yeah, she definitely did that.
I also use this Mary's Edge Wax with the extreme hold. I actually prefer the regular hold, but this is all I had. So I'm going to put a little bit on my hand along with the Shiny Jam. And this just gives the hair that extra grip, you know, because the Shiny Jam can tend to make natural hair curl up a little bit. So this kind of fights that.
Or whatever to get the perfect oh wait, let me pause it to get the perfect consistency. So that's actually interesting. Me personally, I like to use one product. It's cost effective and it just makes more sense to me.
Go ahead and part out the different rows. And now as you can see, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows for my medium, and this is me making around her head. I'm gonna start off with just the nape of the neck with those first 2 rows, and then I'm gonna show you how I brick layer it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and finish the entire head. go ahead and flexion and twist and such way.
Honestly, I just feel like, like when it comes to pre-parting, it just takes much time. Then you're at pre-parting, I mean, clearly we see how long that this pre-parting is taking her. I think if she would have just, did the ear to ear and then sectioned it off twice, that would make her life so much easier. Then after that, taking it down the middle, whatever. I just think it makes more sense. That pre-parting is definitely difficult to constantly go over and over again.
Braids are going to be in that row. And I'm going to show you what I mean, because that was kind of, you're going to want to start from the middle red line and kind of work your way out to the ears to count out how many squares or braids are going to be in that row. And I'm going to show you what I mean, because that was kind of confusing. So for reference, you can always go back to the little screenshot that I posted of the pattern. But in this first row, I'm going to start off by making 3 squares. But the middle square is going to be directly in the middle of the middle part. So that square is going to be directly in the middle part. And above it, there's going to be 4 squares, and they're going to be evenly split in half. And that's kind of going to be the reoccurring pattern and the number of boxes of how many boxes and the size. So you don't necessarily have to pre-part, but I just do it sometimes just so I can make sure that, my parts are chef's kiss. And you can kind of see me flipping the braid like back and forth here, because I'm trying to make sure that the row is the exact width that I want it to be. So I'll kind of flip it back and forth just to check and make sure.
Okay, skip it a little bit.
Beneath it, and honestly, it just depends on what size braids you're doing. So much scalp. So here I am doing the last 2 rows, and sometimes the middle part aligns with the row beneath it. And honestly, it just depends on what size braids you're doing and how big or small your client's head is. But it doesn't look bad. And as you can see in this next clip, but this is the finished product. And as you can see, my bricks are perfectly aligned and period. Like, these are my medium. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you.
Yes. So let me go back to the smile line that I was talking about. This smile, this is the smile in the head, right? This little piece right here. And hers is exactly where it needs to be because she did not part upward. So if she would have parted upward, her braids would have ended more forward on the head. So that's just the smile line that I was talking about. But honestly, you guys, like both of them had really great tips on how to get the perfect parts. My bad. I don't know why it does that. But yeah, definitely like the pre-parting has got to go. It's definitely got to go. So let me know in the comments, guys, which video you like the best. Honestly, I liked Indy's better. It was definitely more descriptive, and it was more along the lines of what I do with my parting system. So thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video, and I will see you next week.